So very grateful to again the devotees who have given me this opportunity to speak here. I I chose the topic of speaking about New Year resolutions. Of course, we're already 15 days into the new year. 2 weeks have already passed. That's how quickly time passes. But I felt it's a good topic because all of us need to think about what is this new year. Of course, we are not. We are not really. For us, New Year is not this. We have a different New Year, but yeah, still, any opportunity like this, like even the Christian New Year, is an opportunity for us to think about our lives, think about our future, and based on that, decide and take certain resolutions. So that's what I'm going to be speaking about today, topic of New Year resolutions. But before we delve into the new year, we all know that we have actually come out of a very difficult year. 2020 was a very, very tough year for most people. Some people lost their jobs. Some people lost near and dear ones. Some people lost their bank balance. Some people lost so much. I mean, so much happened in this last year. It was like every day there was some disaster or the other just waiting to happen. People were just like, "Was aaj kaun sa naya disaster aayega? What new disaster will come today?" So it almost became like, people were mentally prepared that some sort of disaster or the other is going to happen continuously. So therefore, this became, a really bad year. But as devotees, we should understand that we should not be surprised. For those of us who are in Krishna consciousness, who have been around for some time, and are connected with the words of Srila Prabhupada, the words of Srimad Bhagavatam or Srimad Bhagavad Gita, we should understand that nothing surprising. Krishna has already said in the Bhagavad Gita, Dukkhalayam Ashashvatam. And the Bhagavatam, it is mentioned that this world is Padam Padam Yad Vipadam Natesham. That means at every step there is danger. This Mrityu, Jara, and Vyadi. Janma we've already got. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vadi, Dukkha, Doshanu, Darshanam. It is mentioned in the Gita. But Janma we've already got. We're already born. But Mrityu, Jara, and Vyadi are just around the corner for anybody. It's not that because we are devotees, it's not there for us. It's there for us also. For anyone, at any time, death can strike. If not death, old age. If not old age, then disease can strike. Any time can happen to us anytime, right? So devotees already know that danger is there at every step, or at least theoretically we knew. But now, and we have, I'm sure many of us have preached to other people, we have preached to our families, we have preached to our friends, our colleagues, we have told them that, hey, there is danger at every step. It's like, come on, you're being fatalistic, you are being, unnecessarily, you're trying to scare us. These kind of things people say. But now they're not saying that. Now even devotees are not saying that. Because devotees also, we used to say, oh, Padam, Padam, Yad, Vipadam. But we never had realization of that. Now we do. Right? Now we know that, yeah, actually, you just step out of your house, someone just sneezed there a few seconds back, and those particles are roaming. It goes into your nasal cavity. You breathe in, it multiplies in your lungs, and 10 days later, dead and gone. Right? So, Padam Padam Yad Vipadam. So, one time, Gargamuni was a disciple, Gargamuni Prabhu, who was a disciple of Srila Prabhupada, he asked this question to Srila Prabhupada, and it's a very instructive question and a very instructive answer. So I'm just reproducing it over here. So Gargamuni Prabhu asked Prabhupada that why in this human form of life such a diseased condition is there? Why is there so much war? Why is there so much pestilence? Pestilence means these kind of diseases, these kind of rodents and plague and Spanish flu and COVID and this and that and AIDS, so much disease, so much famine, so much war. Why is this happening? So Prabhupada say look at the answer Srila Prabhupada gives. I quote. He says, these are miserable conditions inflicted by material nature. Miserable conditions inflicted by material nature, just to remind the conditioned souls that this conditioned life in the material nature is not for you. You're not meant to be here. You're not meant to be suffering over here. It's just to remind you there is another place where you can live very peacefully. Just like in the prison life, there is infliction of miseries. So this is the first thing that Srila Prabhupada says. Then Prabhupada says that for the foolish people who are in this material world but are refusing to come out, they become very comfortable over here. No, 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 we don't experience any dukhalayam and all. Yeah, our life is quite comfortable. What are you talking about? What is this misery and all? Kuch nahi, I am the very comfortable. Right? So such people, Prabhupada, he says, if in the prison life one is comfortable situated, then he will never go out. He'll try to live there. Like there are some people who are lifelong criminals, they're career criminals. They will perform some crime, they'll go to jail, and when they come out, when they're coming out, that time, the jailer tells them that, hey, don't come back, I don't want to see your face again, okay? Don't come back again. But again, after a few days, again he commits some crime and he comes back. But he's actually comfortable in a jail. All his friends are there. He's very comfortable over there. So he keeps going back to the jail, right? So in the same way, Prabhupada says that once he becomes comfortable there, he'll never try to go out. He'll try to live there. So these material inflictions of miseries remind us that this place is not suitable for us. It is not our place. Then what is our place? Prabhupada says, our place is back to Godhead, back to home. That means we do not belong here in this material world. So these kind of situations that they came like 2020 are a stark reminder for the world that place is a place of misery, there's danger at every step. But for the devotees, it is a reminder, Baba, don't get attached over here. Even if you have come to Krishna consciousness, you will still get attached to the material world. Don't do that. This is not your place. Your place is in the spiritual world, serving Shishi Radha Krishna and his devotees over there. You can be very blissful there, live eternally over there without any problem. But don't try to get stuck here, right? So it's a reminder for us. So in the Gita, 11.32, in the 11th chapter of Gita, when Krishna is showing this, universal form, Arjuna asks him, "My God, what kind of a horrible form is this? Who are you? Who are you?" He's like, because till now he's known Krishna as, very Soumya, very beautiful, very gentle, very sweet, very beautiful form of Krishna he has seen. And suddenly he sees this ghastly form, which is, all the uh, demons, all living entities are entering into the mouth and getting stuck in the teeth of that universal form. It's like a very horrible, ghastly form. So who are you? And Krishna responds, he says, kalosmi. Kalosmi loka kshaya krit pravriddho. He says, I am time. Kala asmi. I am time. Right? He says, the great destroyer, loka kshaya. Loka kshaya krit pravriddho. Great. Pravriddho means powerful. The great destroyer of this world. I am time, the great destroyer of this world. This is what Krishna says. So this time is actually so powerful. We need to understand. Time is actually Krishna himself is saying. Kalosmi means I am time. That means time is an energy of Krishna. It is not some, it is one of the five topics of the Gita, right? We say there is Jiva, Prakriti, Kala, Karma, and Jiva, Paramatma, Prakriti, Kala, and Karma. These five topics of the Bhagavad Gita. One of them is Kala. So this time is an energy of Krishna and it is extremely powerful. What does it do? It first thing, it destroys everything. The power of, you have to understand what is the power of time. Then we will respect. You have to respect it not just because it destroys everything. Also, it is Krishna. So we can understand that this is Krishna's energy only. Time. This is time. It is destroying everything. What does it destroy? It destroys the great stars, big stars that we see in the sky. They are being destroyed by the influence of time, right? None of these stars, while the sun may look like it is there forever, it's been, and the sun is like that. It is unlimited. This, it's been giving light and energy for billions of years, and it will continue to give for billions of years, and without even one speck of reduction in its shine, in its heat, in its nothing. It's just going on. This is the energy of Krishna. right? Even the ability of the sun to give you that kind of light and energy is the energy of the Lord, right? But these big stars are being destroyed by the influence of time. The planetary systems, this in our we only know this small planetary system which is consisting of 9 planets. That also they say Pluto is not to be counted as a planet, right? So this solar system is all we know of planet, but there are probably millions and billions of such planetary systems. They're all being destroyed with the influence of time. Continents are being destroyed by influence of time. So after some time, we will see one continent will say Antarctica is already on its way out. When it gets completely destroyed, the ocean levels will rise and everyone will die. Right? Continents are destroyed by time. Rivers, we have seen because of influence of time, so many rivers have vanished. They're just gone. Saraswati River, which used to flow near Badrikashram, gone, right? So many rivers are drying up in India today, in all over the world, not just India. The Amazon, all these big rivers also, over a period of time, they also will be destroyed. Lakes, which have lasted for millenniums, some of them just dry up and go, right? So we should understand when time, which is an energy of Krishna, has the power to destroy planets and stars and continents and rivers and lakes, which are so massive. Who are we in comparison? So insignificant. We're nobody. We're just so tiny in comparison, right? You have to understand what is the power of time. From that, we can understand. So, this time is also doing one more thing, right? We have to understand the equation of life, right? How much time we have in this birth when we have this human body, this particular human body that we have received. When we take birth itself, it is predestined how many breaths, how many shwas we are going to take. This is already predestined, right? So if it is predestined, then obviously as the time is ticking, as the clock is ticking, one second is going, the time we have available in our life is constantly decreasing. Because if I am going to die at 71 years, 245 days and 7 hours, suppose that is the time, or at this age I'm going to die, suppose it is already predestined, let's just assume for a moment it is, and that's what we have seen, people just die out of the blue, when you're not least expecting, so it is predestined. So the time that we have available in life is constantly decreasing with every moment, with every hour, with every day, week, month, and year. Time is decreasing. The equation of life is like that. That means your time is reducing, reducing, reducing. We have so many jobs that we intend to complete before we die, right? All of us may have so many plans, big plans. Oh, I want to build a big house. I want to build a big bank balance. I want to make a corpus so that I can retire. I want to make a farm. In that farm, I will grow my own vegetables and I will live on that. I will live. So many plans we may have, right? But remember that the time available for you to execute on those plans is ticking away. It is reducing. The denominator is reducing continuously, and therefore the equation of life becomes more and more difficult. We may have big plans, the time available to complete those plans is ticking away. It's constant. Like for example, if you are traveling, okay, now you're in Saudi Arabia, and you're traveling, let's say, from Mecca to Medina. Okay, these are two most famous cities of Saudi Arabia. They're going from Mecca to Medina. It's like 450 kilometers, right? And as per Google Maps, it takes about 4.5 hours. Now, if tomorrow morning I want to travel from Mecca to Medina and I have to reach by 12 o'clock, then what time do I have to leave? Just to be safe, I should leave by 7 o'clock because it's 4.5 hours. So, half an hour buffer, I should leave by 7 o'clock in the morning. Now, if I don't do that, just imagine that I, kind of leave maybe not at 7, I leave at 7:15. Oh, I'm still good. I still have 15 minutes buffer. Now I leave at 7:30. What starts happening? It starts getting tight because little bit of deviation, some small accident on the road, some small, some signal, railway crossing, whatever it is, right? And everything slows down, right? Now, if I waste more time and I go a little later, after some time, it starts getting really difficult. After a point, what journey should have been completed in 4.5 hours, if I try to complete in 4 hours, what happens? It starts getting risky. It becomes dangerous. And beyond the point, if I've left at 8 o'clock instead of, if I've left at 8:15 or 8:30, instead of leaving at 7, I left at 8:30, then it becomes impossible, right? So in the same way, we have a particular set of tasks that we are setting for ourselves, which we want to complete before we die. What we call a bucket list, right? Bucket list means what? Before I kick the bucket. English, has a slang called kicking the bucket. When someone dies, they say, oh, he kicked the bucket. So kicking the bucket basically signifies dying. So before you die, people make what is called a bucket list. Before I kick the bucket, let me make a list of things that I want to do. So if we have made these plans, we have to understand these plans are running out of time. Same like Mecca, Medina, we have less time and the time is constantly shrinking. We don't start now, we will not complete. So whether it is our material plans, our spiritual plans, whatever it is, don't wait. Get going, right? Because time is not only destroying our bodies, with the influence of time, not only our bodies are being destroyed, even our big, big plans are being destroyed if you don't take it seriously. So, with how much respect we should treat time. It is an energy of Krishna. Hence, if I know what is the power of time, I know it is an energy of Krishna, then how we should conduct each moment, each second that I have, how we should conduct each moment as per the will of Krishna, who is the source of all time. The source of time is Krishna. So if you're respecting time, to we should conduct each moment as per the will of Krishna. So Krishna consciousness means what is the meaning of Krishna conscious? Krishna conscious, oh, being Krishna conscious of Krishna. Yeah, but Krishna consciousness means, I've just put down a few thoughts over here, just I'll share with all of you. Happy to take feedback in the end. So Krishna consciousness means to know that everything that we have, I have intelligence, I have resources, I have a house, I have a bank balance, I have, friends, I have a network, I have intelligence, I have resources, I have bodily strength, I have opulences, I am, I speak well, I am a good looking person, I am powerful, I am wealthy, I am knowledgeable, I am whatever opulences are there. Whatever we have, Krishna consciousness means, God consciousness means to know that everything that I have is Krishna's energy, God's energy, and is meant to be used in His service. Using whatever I have intelligence, I have resources, I have opulences, using that in Krishna's service to perfect our consciousness in the short time that's available to us. This is Krishna consciousness. This is the equation of life, that we have certain things that are there at our disposal, at our, they are facilities that are given to us. Using those facilities to serve Krishna and perfecting our consciousness in the short available time. That is Krishna consciousness. Now, we really don't know how much time is available to us. Do we? Does anyone know? That, oh, I think I have at least 30 years to go. I'm only 45 now. I lived till my father lived till he's 90, minimum 75. Can anyone say that with any degree of surety? No, we can't. Because if you are destined to die at 50, no matter how old or how young your father died, you will die at 50. That's how it works. Like there are descriptions in scriptures, uh, like Khatwang Maharaj, when he was fighting for the demigods, he was very tired. At the end of it, he asked the demigods that, just give me a boon. They asked him, what boon do you want? He said, tell me, how long do I have to live? So they consulted and they said, oh, you have only a few moments left. So he immediately dropped everything and absorbed his consciousness in Krishna, right? Because he knew he has only a few moments. Similarly, Ambrish Maharaj was cursed to die in 7 days. No, sorry, not Ambrish. That's Parikshit Maharaj. Sorry, my bad. Ambrish Maharaj, when he was serving Durvasa Muni got angry because he felt he was offended, and he created a demon, and it looked like now Ambrish Maharaj is going to die in a few moments. Like Khatwang Maharaj, He had only a few moments. What did he do? He could have picked up his sword, he could have fought with that demon, he could have cursed Durvas Muni back, he could have done anything. Very powerful devotee, he had all the opulences. What did he do? He immediately took it as an opportunity to surrender to Krishna. In his mind, he said, my Lord, if that is your desire, I want to surrender now. Right here, right now, I'm surrendering. Right? So he surrendered. Then immediately Krishna sent his Sudarshan, killed the demon, and Ambrish Maharaj survived. Right? Now, similarly, if you see the example of Parikshit Maharaj also, he knew how much time he has. Only 7 days before he is going to be bitten by the snake, Takshak. He knew it. He had been cursed to die in 7 days. So these people knew how much time is available. Khatwang Maharaj and Ambrish Maharaj felt they have a few moments. Parikshit Maharaj felt he has a week. How much do we know? We know nothing. We don't know how long we are going to live. We have no clue whatsoever, right? But we don't know, but we need to understand the seriousness of our situation. Because we don't know how much time we have, we should understand time is very powerful. It is not, it is Krishna's energy. It is constantly taking away our ayu. It is, kind of ayu harati. It is stealing away our life. Our life breaths are being stolen away by time. So when we know this, we should understand the seriousness of a situation and act accordingly. The equation of life is becoming more and more difficult. Things that I want to do before I die, they are as much as they are, but the time available to do it is becoming lesser and lesser and lesser. It's very tough. The equation becomes tougher with time. Therefore, New Year is a time for us to, we have the opportunity to reflect on our past, on our present, and our future. Right? We can do this at any time actually. कभी भी कर सकते हैं हम लोग. But there are certain occasions when this becomes a prominent opportunity, right? Because it's New Year. Hey, we have an excuse to do it now. Let's do it now, right? In life we always need an excuse to, to push us or to pick up something again. Sometimes, I remember when I got initiated in 1998, but before sorry, when I started chanting, sorry, in 1997, when I started chanting 16 rounds, at that time, what had happened was, me and my wife, we were not yet married at that time, we were engaged. So we had gone to the temple, Radha Gopinath temple, and it was Gaur Purnima day. So on Gaur Purnima day, we were just entering inside the gate, and at that time, one disciple of one very senior, one of the senior most grihastas of our congregation, his name was Srinathji Prabhu, Dr. Desai, a very famous devotee. He had met Prabhu. He was the only grihasta in our congregation who had directly met Prabhupada. Only grihastha. Baki, everyone else came later. So he's the only one who had met Prabhupada from our congregation was still alive. So he came, he met us. As we just entered the gate, he met us. He said, "Oh, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji." I said, like, "Hare Krishna, Prabhuji." I didn't even know him very well. He just came to me and he said, "Hare Krishna, Prabhuji." I said, "Yes, Prabhuji." He said, "Prabhuji, how many rounds are you chanting?" So I said, "Prabhuji, I'm chanting like, 5-6 rounds daily." He said, "From today, you should start chanting 16 rounds. Today is Gaur Purnima day. It is a very auspicious day. From today, you should start chanting 16 rounds." And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, Prabhu, yes, Prabhu. I'll try. And I hardly went some 20, 30 steps further. One brahmachari from our congregation, he came and met me, Krishnanand Prabhu. Now, Krishnanand Prabhu again was one of the senior most brahmacharis of our congregation. And again, the only brahmachari from our congregation who had personally met Srila Prabhupada when he was still a child, but he had met Srila Prabhupada. He came to us and he said, "Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, how are you?" He said, "Very fine, Prabhuji." "So, Prabhuji, how many rounds are you chanting?" I was like, "Oh God, ye kya chal raha hai? What's going on?" Again, same thing. They said that, "Prabhuji, I told him, Prabhuji, I am chanting around, 5-6 rounds." He said, "Prabhuji, from today, no, you should start chanting 16 rounds." He said, "Today is a very auspicious day. It is the day of Gaur Purnima. A lot of mercy of the Lord is available. Today you should start chanting 16 rounds." So it was like a double whammy, as they say, double whammy. First Shinaji Prabhu, the senior most Grahastha who had met Prabhupada, he came and gave me, an instruction. And then Krishna Prabhu, again, senior most Brahmachari, he came and gave me an instruction. It was like, oh my God, this is like directly Srila Prabhupada is, coming through them and talking to me that, Baba, today is the excuse. Today is Gaur Purnima. You have an excuse. Aaj se shuru karo. Start from today. So from that day, I started chanting 16 rounds. So it was 24 March 1997. That was the day I started chanting 16 rounds. By Krishna's grace, I'm still chanting 16 rounds. Right, still around. But that's the point, right? Sometimes we need an excuse to start something. So New Year is that excuse. It is like an opportunity to reset our buttons, to reset our life, and say, okay, चलो whatever I did in the past is all gone. कुछ नहीं कर सकते. Time has stolen Harati. Time has stolen away that from me. Those opportunities, those circumstances where I could have done this, I could have done that, I should have done this, I should have. Oh, sab chala gaya. It's all gone in the past. Don't worry about it. Don't be hassled by it, right? This day of the new year is a time to reflect, to renew our vows, whatever vows we have taken, to make new resolutions which we can learn from the past, apply in the present, and move forward in the future because we want to move forward. What way we want to move forward? We want to move forward in a way that we are going closer to Krishna. See, ultimately, Krishna consciousness means what? We want to go closer to Krishna. We already discussed, right? Previously, as I said, Krishna consciousness means to know that everything we have is an energy of Krishna. It is meant to be used in Krishna's service in the limited time that is available to us, right? So we have to also make resolutions which will move us closer to Krishna. Don't stay where you are. Don't be satisfied. Don't be despondent also. Oh, I'm like this only. I'm very fallen, Prabhu. You don't know my situation. I'm very fallen. I have no control over my senses. I have no time. I have no resources. I am very patita pavana hetu. That Lord Chaitanya also can't deliver me. I'm worse than Jagai Madhai. No, keep aside all your stories, keep aside all your excuses. Use a time like New Year to set resolutions. Whatever may be my past, my present is in my hand. No, past is not in my hand. I can't do anything, right? For 1 crore gold coins, I can't get back one moment of my past. Nothing I can do, right? Chanakya Pandit says, Swarana Koti bhi, for 1 crore gold coins, you can't get back one moment of your past. It's gone. Future, no matter how powerful, how you may be, you can't go into your future. You can't. So what you can do? You can only deal with the present. Let's deal with the present. Let's use it, to come closer to Krishna by making resolution. So what is a resolution? Let's spend a few moments to understand what is a resolution. And a long, prologue you have given to come to this point of making resolutions. So what is a resolution? So resolution is a statement of a firm decision to do or not do something. I'll repeat. A resolution is a statement. First of all, it is not just a decision in my mind. मैंने सोच लिया, I have thought that from tomorrow I will do this. I have thought in my mind. No, it is a statement written down, ideally, right? It is a statement of a firm decision to do or not do something. It can be some important goal which we would not normally focus on so much, right? So we should make resolutions for things that come which don't come so naturally to us. Like doing our jobs in office is very natural, it's very routine. We can just do it with our eyes closed. After some time, it's so natural that no needs to tell you. Just go to office, you switch on the computer and clack 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 clack. We start hitting the computer screen and we know what to do here. Nobody needs to tell us. We're very clear, right? But we should set goals for things which can take us to the next level, right? So in order to make spiritual progress and move towards light from the darkness of birth and death, where today we are in Om Agyanti Mirandasya. Om Agyan Timirandasya. Agyan. We are in Agyan, the Timira, the darkness of ignorance we are in. Right? So to move from that darkness towards light, it's important we make a commitment. Commitment that, okay, I will do this or I will not do this towards making spiritual progress, towards going closer to Krishna. What does this do for us? It gives us strength. It gives us motivation to move forward. Otherwise क्या होता है that अपने लिए काम करना बड़ा कठिन हो जाता है. It becomes very difficult for us to move forward. We may have enthusiasm to work, but unless there is something that's motivating you, okay, I have decided that I will chant so many rounds. I have decided that I will read Srila Prabhupada's books. I have decided that I will get a promotion in my office by the end of this year. I must get. So unless you have decided something, we don't get motivation. But when you have decided कि ये तो करना है, like what is it? It's a firm decision to do or not do something. It's not like some wishy-washy. No, I wish I could do something. It would be nice if I could, contribute to Srila Prabhupada's movement in some way. That's not a resolution. A resolution is a statement of a firm decision. You have decided, ye karna hai, I will do this. Right? So, like that. So, it gives us strength, it gives us motivation. So, what could be a good goal, right? The greatest goal is not just to have better resources in a world where we will soon die. I'll repeat. The greatest goal for human beings is not to have bigger, better, more, higher quality resources in a world where we'll soon die. We're going to die. It's a matter of time. We already discussed. Time is just, snatching away our opportunities to do what we want to do. So we have less time. So in that less time, why be so foolish and try to just add more resources? Like there was a man who was living in a rented flat. He was a tenant, right? Like some of you may be tenants in Saudi Arabia where you're staying. So you may be a tenant. Now you're a tenant, and if you're living in this place, and suppose your lease is expiring in 1 month, and your landlord comes and tells you that, hey, after 1 month khali karna hai. You have to leave the flat. Then, but I want to continue. Sorry, we are selling the flat, so you have to vacate the flat. The new owner wants to stay here, so you have to vacate the flat. So, okay. And then after the owner goes away, you call a carpenter, you call a painter, you call a plumber and say, hey, I want to change all the taps here, change all the lighting in the house. This shade of this bedroom, it is looking too dark. I want to make it a little brighter, very nice it should look. Flooring bhi ek baar change kar le kya? Shall we change the flooring? Who does this? Who is stupid enough to change the tiles and the painting and the electrical and plumbing and everything of the house when you're going to be evicted in 1 month? Who is stupid enough to do that? All of us. We are the stupid people who don't know when we are going to be evicted from this body. We are not this body, with a soul which is residing in this body for a specific amount of time. You're going to be evicted from this body, and when you're being evicted from this body, if you are foolish enough to invest all your time in trying to do something for this body, which you're a temporary tenant, Baba. You're not going to be here forever. You're going to leave. In that body, if you waste all your time and energy, isn't it foolish, right? So greatest goal is not to have better resources in a world where we'll soon die. It is not even liberation. We say, oh, then liberation is the best goal. Let me be liberated from cycle of birth and death. No. The very essence of scriptures is what? The greatest goal is prema pumarto mahan. Lord Chaitanya says that savai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhaktir adhokshaje. The greatest dharma, the greatest goal is adhokshaja prem, developing ahaituki apratihata, uninterrupted and unmotivated loving devotional service to Krishna, right? To awaken the dormant love that is residing in our heart already. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prem Sadhya Kabunoy Shravanadi Shuddha Chitte Koroye Uday. This Krishna Prem, this love for God is already residing in our heart. But because of covering of so many attachments and so much ignorance in our heart, that love is covered. But Shravan Adi Shuddha Chitte, Shravan, by hearing Hari Katha, by hearing message of the Gita, by hearing message of Bhagavatam, Shravan Adi Shuddha Chitte, our heart is purified, and by that, Koroe Udoy, like the sun rises from the horizon, this love for Krishna rises from the heart, right? So this is a real goal of life. This is something worth Prema Pumartho Mahan. Artho, Pumartho, the highest Artha is this developing love for Krishna, right? Any other goals, okay, now there may be other goals, right? Any other goals that we have which are not focused on serving Krishna or do not increase our love for the Lord are Shrama Evahi Kevalam. We will discuss. Now, this is a very controversial point. If I am saying that only the goals which take us closer to Krishna or develop love for Krishna are worthwhile, all others are Shrama Evahi Kevala, meaning just simply hard work. Simply hard work. If they're not increasing our love for Krishna, they're simply hard work. And it's not going to attain anything. On a philosophical basis, very easy to understand. Arey haan yaar, matlab, body is temporary, soul is eternal. Let me do something for my soul. Let me not waste my life's energy only on my body. On a theoretical basis, easy to understand. Practical batao boss, tell me reality what to do. Right? So let us discuss in whatever time we have available now. Let us discuss that what could be the possible resolutions we could make, right? Uh, you know, uh, how can I make resolutions which take me closer to Krishna? How can I make resolutions which, while taking me closer to Krishna, will not, I'm not a renunciate. I'm not a person, I'm not a sannyasi, I'm not a brahmachari who can just leave family and go away and, just please dedicate. I'm a family man. I have two children. I have a business to run. I have a job. I have so many responsibilities. Are you telling me I leave all this and become Krishna conscious? No. Right? That's the whole message of the Bhagavad Gita, which teaches us that sthane sthita shruti gatam tanuvak manobirvid. Sthane sthita, be where you are. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaches, the Kurma Brahman, he says that, Baba, don't run away from your family life. Be situated where you are. Do your business, do your job. Take care of your family, take care of your children, have a nice home, no problem. But using, like we said, what is Krishna consciousness? Knowing that all these facilities that I have, this intelligence, this body, this bank balance, this home, this family, everything is given to me by the Lord. I'm simply a caretaker. I'm simply a caretaker. Let me use all this in the service of the Lord and use it well. Achhe se karunga. I will do my job like nobody else. I'll be the best at what I'm doing. And I'll try to get better. That's what a resolution is about. I'll try to get better at what I'm doing. No problem. But for whom? For Krishna. For my soul, at a spiritual level, I want to do this. I don't want to do this only for my body. Because this body is anyway going to be destroyed. Whatever bank balance, whatever degrees, whatever possessions, whatever you have built, over a period of time, they're all going to be taken away. By the influence of time or by the cruel death, they'll be snatched away from in 1 second. How painful will it be if you're attached to all these things? Try to think. The most powerful men in the world, where are they today? Gone. No one knows who is Napoleon Bonaparte. Maybe 400 years ago, everyone knew who is Napoleon. Today, everyone has forgotten. No one remembers these people, big, big people. Hitler, oh yes, everyone remembers him for all the wrong reasons. Maybe another 150 years down the road, nobody will care who is Hitler. Huh? Gone. Finished. So, influence of time, everything is destroyed. Right? So, we have to think on the level of the soul. Soul is eternal. Soul is not destroyed by time. Right? In the Gita, Krishna says, soul is not influenced by anything. Soul is eternal. So, let us resolve things which take us closer to the Lord, which are on the spiritual level. So, couple of resolutions, You can pick and choose. You decide. See, we can't form our resolutions based on what somebody else is telling us. Sometimes we have this thing, right? So someone comes and tells us, "Arey Prabhu, like someone came and told me, right, Prabhu, you should chant 16 rounds." Luckily, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy was there. It was Gaur Purnima, and it came from two very senior people on the same day. It was like too much of a coincidence. It's too heavy for me. I said, okay, chalo, I'll start. But otherwise, if someone comes and gives you a resolution, it's very difficult to follow. Someone tells you, Prabhuji, from tomorrow, no, you get up at 3 o'clock in the night, take your bath, and sit in front of Tulsi and chant. Not everybody can do it. Some can do it, some can't do it. That's okay. Don't get enamored, don't get frustrated, don't get depressed by seeing what others are doing. You do what is right for you, right? Within the guidelines that Srila Prabhupada has given us, within the guidelines that our guru or our shiksha gurus have given us, within those guidelines we should do what is best for us, right? What works for us, right? So one resolution we can take is to help our guru in our mission. Let me resolve at this moment that from this moment onwards, whenever I have an opportunity, I will help my guru in his mission. Now this is a very powerful resolution because this covers everything. If we resolve to serve our guru in his mission, what is guru's mission? Guru's mission is to connect more and more living entities to the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada, to the lotus feet of Krishna. That is the mission of almost all the gurus in ISKCON movement. I mean, at a high level, this is the mission of everyone. All gurus have the same mission. There may be certain variations about how they will connect these souls to the lotus feet of Krishna. Some will do it by building big, big temples. Some of them will do it by book distribution. Some will do it by Shrimad Bhagavad Katha. Some will do it by collecting funds. Someone will do by various means are there. Someone will do by farm community. There are hundreds of means, but the objective is the same: to connect everyone to the lotus feet of Krishna. So, how can I assist in my guru's mission? This is a very powerful thing because I'll tell you a story. Okay, I've told this story to you before in different context. I'll tell it in this context again. I don't remember now if I've told it before, but I'll tell you. There was a man who had three sons. Have I told the story over here? If somebody can just quickly tell me. Man who had three sons. Have I told the story here?
No,
No,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
No, Prabhuji, I don't think.
Okay, so I'll tell you the story. So the man who had three sons, he didn't have a wife. Wife had passed away. Okay. Now these three sons, he brought them up himself with great effort, with great sincerity, and great determination. He was bringing up these three sons. Now the first two sons were normal sons, but the third son was actually mentally disabled, completely disabled, and completely dependent on the father for everything. Father had to do everything for the son. There's nothing he could do on his own. Now this son, the first two sons, father was bringing up these two sons plus this person, very heavy responsibility. Now after the first son grew up, he came to the father and he said, "Father, I want to say something to you." He says, "Yeah, tell me." He says, "Father, I have seen how you have brought us up with great difficulty, taking so much care of our youngest brother. From this moment, Father, I take the responsibility. You no longer have to worry about me. I will take care of myself. From now on, this moment onwards, I take full responsibility for myself. I will do everything about my life on my own. You don't need to worry about me at all." So that much burden which was on your shoulders is gone. I am going to take care of my own life. Father was so relieved. He said, "My God, this is a day I was waiting for. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful you said this." He was very happy. He embraced the son. Said, "Thank you, thank you. This is so nice of you." Right? Then after a few months or a few years, the second son came to him, who had also grown up. And he told the father that, "Father, I want to say something to you." He says, "What?" He says, "Father, like our elder brother, I also decide I will take responsibility for my life from now on. You no longer need to worry about me for anything. I will take care of everything related to my life." So that burden is gone from your shoulder. Father was very happy. He said, there's one more thing. What? He says, I also take responsibility for the third son. The third son who is mentally disabled, who is your biggest worry. You are worried that what will happen to him. Dear father, from this moment on, I take my own responsibility. I also take responsibility for that third son. This, when the father hears this, father is completely overwhelmed. He is so grateful. He immediately embraces his son. He says, I'm so grateful to you. Thank you. You're taking your own responsibility, also taking responsibility for my other son. So, in the same way, we are all like the sons of Krishna, of the Supreme Lord. We are his sons. All of us, all living entities. And some of us are in a disabled state. Most of us are in disabled state. When we come to Krishna consciousness, come to God consciousness, we can be like the first son. We can go to the Guru, and the Guru is like he's like the father. He is like the father who is taking care of all of us. So when one of us comes before the Guru and we take a vow that, O Gurudev, from this moment, I take responsibility for my spiritual life. I will chant every day on my beads 16 rounds of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And I will follow 4 regulative principles: no meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, no gambling. And I will serve in the mission of Srila Prabhupada to the best of my ability for the rest of my life. When you come and say this to the Guru, you are like the first son who is saying, I take responsibility. Actually, we are not taking responsibility. It's Guru only who takes responsibility for us. But still, it is a relief for the Guru that at least he is taking a commitment. Ki karega, he will do. Guru is very happy. But when another son comes who takes responsibility for himself or herself, and then subsequently goes and tells the Guru that my dear Gurudev, I want to serve in your mission. Tell me how I can serve you to bring. There are so many other living entities in the world who are like those disabled children who don't know anything. God is worried about them. Guru is the acharyas are worried that what will happen to these people? How will they get connected to God? So someone who comes forward and says, I will preach, I will serve in your mission, my dear Guru, that is a wonderful resolution to take. You're like that second son who's willing to take a further commitment than their own spiritual life to also help others. It's a very powerful resolution, therefore, that I will resolve to help my Guru in his mission. Right? So this is one resolution. Second resolution, sadhana. Whatever sadhana we are doing, we should try and take it. Resolutions, if you're already doing your chanting every day, what resolution I'll take? Oh, there is unlimited levels in chanting. You can just basically decide, I will take to the next level. What is the next level? If I'm not chanting at all, Roji, from tomorrow or from today, I will start chanting. Second, if you're already chanting, I will chant more. I'm chanting 1 round, I'll start 2 from tomorrow. I'm chanting 2, I'll start 4. I'm chanting 4, I'll start 8. I'm chanting 8, I'll start 16. Whatever. If I'm chanting 16, I can't chant more than 16, Baba. That is the bare maximum limit. All right, I will chant better. Let me chant better from tomorrow. I will chant more intensely. I will chant more attentively. At least once a week, I will chant with the devotees. Up to you. You decide what works for you, what will help you to go from level A to level B. You decide. No one has to tell you. You have to decide your resolutions, but decide, right? Reading of Srila Prabhupada's books. If you are not reading, let's make a resolution that I will read. Same way, if you're not reading at all, start reading one verse. You know, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is mentioned 10th canto, sorry, 30, in the 12th canto, 12th chapter, it is mentioned. Srimad Bhagavatam is so powerful that if you read, if you read even one verse, if you listen to or read even one verse, you will be purified, right? If you even hear half a verse, you'll be purified. If you hear one line, you'll be purified. If you listen to even half a line, still you'll be purified. Srimad Bhagavatam is so pure. So if you're not reading, start reading. Read one verse a day. If you can then expand to 2, 3, 4, one chapter, oh, the sky is the limit, right? How much you can read. But start reading. Preaching, if you can do preaching, preach. Now, preaching does not mean that, oh, I will preach, I will go and give lecture to this congregation. No, one can preach by one's actions also. You don't have to be a, kathakar. You don't have to be someone who speaks eloquent, Bhagavatam verses. Not needed. Even if we simply do our sadhana very sincerely and we do our jobs or our businesses very well, that also sets a good example. Somebody is a top performer in the office, but at the same time, no compromise, never willing to compromise. Oh, I will never drink tea, I will never have a coffee, I'll never have a drink with my friends. No, no matter what, I will not do it. But in my job, there is no compromise. Job will be top notch. That is also preaching, because somewhere somebody will ask you, Are, these devotees, how come their faces are always shining? Prabhuji, how you, they'll say, Prabhuji, they'll say, how are you always smiling despite so much stress? I see you're always smiling. Oh, that is preaching. Preach like that. If you can't preach by sitting on a Vyasasana, preach through your actions. That is far more powerful than preaching on a Vyasasana like this, right? Then what else we can do? We can take up a fixed service in our congregation. If you have a temple, in the temple, take a fixed service. There is no better way to progress and become fixed up in Krishna consciousness than taking a fixed service. Whatever that service, however menial, however insignificant it may be. What is your service? Oh, my service, I set up the mic every every Friday when we have the program in our satsang. I set up the mic for the speaker. Here in Zoom, it is like I set up the Zoom conference. Whatever your service, take it up as a service. That means if it has to be done properly and on time and in full, right? So take up a service. Taking initiation. If you're not initiated, taking initiation is another resolution. That this year I want to take shelter of a guru. Because without guru, it is very difficult to make progress in spiritual life. We need an anchor which will keep us moving forward. We see that guru progressing, going forward, and we follow that guru, we will also go back to God and with that guru. So take initiation. That could be a resolution. You already taken resolution. Very nice. Renew your vows. What vows you took? What vows did we took? We took these vows. I just said, right? Chanting 16 rounds, 4 regulative principles, serving in the mission of Srila Prabhupada. Renew your vows. Those vows you took in front of the deities, in front of Guru, in front of the sacred fire, in front of all the devotees, in front of all these people, you have taken vows. And now those vows have become thanda. Oh no, renew your vows. Sometimes when we begin our endeavors on the path of bhakti, we have great enthusiasm. Ra, ra, ra. I will do it, I will do it. Very enthusiastic. Because as it is new, it is very new, it is meaningful, it is fresh. Therefore, resolutions have great energy when they're new. But again, by the influence of time, like our life is taken away, our possessions are taken away, our intelligence is taken away. Same way, our enthusiasm to perform a resolution also goes away, right? After some time, what we earlier considered as sacred and unique, we start seeing it as relatively ordinary. So therefore, be careful when you take a resolution. Remember, when we're taking a vow, I mean, resolution is different from a vow. Vow is, boss, no going back on this. Resolution is I resolve, taken a firm decision to do this. Vow means I have promised in front of so many witnesses. I promised. Now I can't go back, right? But renewing our vows again, revisiting those feelings that we had when we were taking initiation, when we looked into our guru's eyes and he was looking down upon us with that glance upon us, mercifully he was glancing upon us, waiting for us to take the vow. And when he took the vow, he gave us our beads. Renew those vows in your mind that, let me, you don't take any other resolution. If you even renew your initiation vows, that is also wonderful. You may even take material resolutions, right? Material resolutions, what? Like, all material resolutions are also good if they are ultimately meant to improve our service to Krishna, right? Why are we doing it? Because we want to serve Krishna. We're not doing these resolutions because we want to get some name, fame, wealth and some, our so many likes on our Facebook page. No. When you take material resolutions, if they are ultimately to improve our service to Guru and Krishna, those material resolutions are good. I want to improve my health. Why? So that I can serve better. I want to be more wealthy. Why? So that I can serve the Vaishnavas better. I want to improve my position in my job. Why? So that more people will be inspired. Are such a big shot in industry, but he's a Hare Krishna. He's so principled. Fantastic. I want to increase my skills. I'll do a course in Udemy. I'll do a course in this. I'll do a course in Coursera. Whatever you're doing, those skills are so that I can be better in my job, so that with the wealth that I earn, whatever resources that I earn, I will serve Krishna in the limited time I have. That is Krishna consciousness. Doing what you do for Krishna without being attached to the fruits, and whatever results come, using those results also in Krishna service. That is Krishna consciousness. And in that, in that process, whatever activities we do, we make resolutions for them so that I can do them better. By doing them better, I'm inspiring so many people. And by the results that I get, I can serve Krishna better. Win-win, right? It's a wonderful situation. So even material resolutions are good if they are finally aimed to improve our service to Guru and Krishna, right? So now, to conclude, to bring it to an end, what do we do after making resolutions? Now I made a resolution. What is the resolution? A firm decision to do or not do something. A statement of a firm decision to do or not do something. So the statement means what? First thing we should do with the resolution is write it down. I have resolved I will do A, B, C. It has to have a time bound thing, because as we said, resolutions are all bound by time. We have limited time, which is again shrinking. So write down what you will do by when. Second thing to do after making a resolution is share it with somebody. Share it with your friend, share it with your wife, your husband, your god brother, your senior god brother, your shiksha guru, whoever, if maybe even your guru. Yeah, because we want to be accountable. We don't want to just make a resolution which is in the air. Nobody knew, oh, in my mind I resolved. No. Write it down where everyone can see it and where you can see it every day. Also, stick it up on some pin board in your office or in your work area in your home. Stick it up. Write it down. Share it with some people, because they will ask you questions. If left to you, you will not do it. But if you tell your friend or you tell your wife, I have to lose 10 kilos by end of 2021. And when she sees you eating, she will remind you, Prabhuji, you had said you want to lose weight. What happened? What happened to your resolution? So someone has to remind us. So be accountable, be vulnerable. That's fine. Don't get angry that somebody is reminding you about your own resolution. You have done that, you've written it down, you shared it with somebody, then start doing it. Don't delay. Start from today. Don't wait. Write down your resolution, tell somebody, and start. Right? So many have made commitments in the past. As we said, time has a tendency to debilitate and diminish our commitments also. But as we make spiritual progress, we should refresh our vows at every moment. If not every moment, every day. And that's what the morning program is about. Morning program, what are we doing? We're refreshing our vows. What vows we took during initiation? That I will chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra 16 rounds every day. I will worship deities. And we didn't say we'll worship deities, but I will serve in the mission of Srila Prabhupada, which includes worshipping deities, which includes reading Srimad Bhagavatam, which includes preaching. So all these things, morning program is to refresh our commitment for pure bhakti. We made a commitment, I want to become pure devotee of the Lord in the mission of Srila Prabhupada. So when we do this morning program, when we chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, when we do some service for our deities, when we offer food to the Lord, that is refreshing our commitment for pure bhakti, for pure love of God. So these resolutions are like seeds. When I take a resolution, it is like a seed. I have planted that seed. Now, once I plant that seed, I need to water it daily. If you just plant a seed, nothing happens. We need to water that seed every day. The more we water that seed, water means what? Doing what you have resolved. जो कहा है, जो लिखा है, जो बोला है सबको वो करना चालू करो. Start doing it. So watering that seed means doing what we resolve to do on a regular basis. The more we water and nourish that seed, it will grow, it will become stronger and stronger, and at some point it will bear fruit. What is that fruit? That fruit is love for Krishna. That is what is the Prema Pumartha Mahan, which we discussed in the beginning. This is the ultimate goal of life. So, resolutions are like those seeds which we are planting, which will ultimately fructify into the highest goal of life. It may start with an insignificant thing that today, from tomorrow, I will chant, every mantra with attention. I will be present in that mantra while chanting. Whether my previous rounds are good, my future rounds are good, doesn't matter. This particular round, this particular mantra, I will chant with attention. Powerful seed you are planting. You water it, more you water it, the more powerful the tree will become. And it will ultimately give you fruit of pure love for Krishna. Till that time, have the right attitude towards your resolutions. Make resolutions, tell people, write them down, tell people about it, and have the attitude that Rupa Goswami gives. Utsahat, Nishchayat, Dhairyat, Tat Tat Karma Pravartanat, Sangatyagat, Sato Vritti, Shadbir Bhakti, Prasidati. Have enthusiasm, have determination and confidence, and have patience. Time may allow you to fulfill your desires, fulfill your resolutions. Time may not. You may make a resolution that I want to do this, I'll go to Mayapur, I will buy a home in Vrindavan, I'll reside there. You may make all big plans. But time may snatch everything away from you and just snatch you from this body. Then what? No problem. If we have been sincere in our bhakti, Krishna promises that nothing is lost. Neha vikramanashusti pratyavayana vidyate swalpamapi asya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. The greatest fear is the fear of death, where everything, all the resolutions and all the assets and all the qualities and degrees and bank balances are built to be snatched away. What is not snatched away? What we do on the path of bhakti is eternal because it's on the spiritual level. Spirit soul does not die. So therefore, what we do on the platform of the soul, that is eternally to our credit. And Krishna says that is never diminished. With that confidence, with that nischayat, we should proceed on the path of bhakti, make resolutions, proceed, and try to do our best, and then wait for the mercy of the Supreme Lord to give us the perfection of our life. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande.
Shri Rama Sama Prabhuji ki jai.
Hare Krishna. So any questions, comments? We have about 5 minutes. Anybody has any questions or comments?
Hare
Sorry,
Krishna,
it was
Prabhuji.
heavy.
Thank you so much for. I would not call it heavy. It's very absorbing and means very relevant. And it means you shake us up and with shoot us up, shoot up. So it's a very relevant one. And as you rightly said, that we make resolutions, and on 1st January and by 15th, they all are means gone, or the determination is means slackening. So thank you so much for such a nice, wonderful, and very enlightening lecture. So my question is that means how these relations we should keep with that enthusiasm, or that that nishya, how it can be continued till 31st December. That means we will.
Yeah, so I think the important thing is, first of all, pick resolutions that make sense. Don't pick resolutions which right up front you know that I'll not be able to do this. Pick small things, pick, things which you feel enthused to do. This enthuses me. If I do this, I think I'll make progress, right? It should enthuse you. It should inspire you. And plus, As I said, one very powerful means of staying committed to your resolution is writing it down. Write it down and put it up somewhere so you keep seeing it. Visibly, when you can see a resolution, it is difficult to ignore it. You keep seeing it. That is one powerful way. One is make resolutions that make sense, that inspire you. Second, write it down. Third, tell someone about it. Tell at least two people about it. That makes you accountable. Even if you have torn that thing which you had written, you tore it and threw it away, those people will not forget. No, they will remind you. Your friends, your spouse, or whoever, your god brothers, god sisters will remind you that, hey, what happened? You had said you'll do this. What happened, Prabhu? I don't see you. You had resolved you'll come to the temple every week. I don't see you. What happened? So, therefore, telling people about it is the most powerful means of becoming accountable. If you're really serious about a resolution, tell someone about it. They will remind you. They'll make your life miserable. So that's what has
Thank
been
you.
my experience.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thanks a lot for your very kind advice, and it
Hare
was
Krishna.
a very blissful experience today.
Hare Krishna. Any other questions, comments, anybody? All right. So if there is no further questions or comments, I thank you once more for this wonderful opportunity to serve all of you. I am very grateful that all of you come for this and participate in whatever ways you can. Please continue doing this wonderful service. Try to bring more people. Like one resolution could be in this year, that each person brings one person in the whole year, 365 days. Today, like there are 15 people on this satsang. Other than me, there are 15 people, right? If each person brings one person in the whole year, one person, some colleague, some friend, some neighbor, some whoever, halka, light preaching, that, hey, we have this nice thing, we are discussing some nice topics from Gita. Don't go to, people who you know will not say yes. Go to people who you feel are little, sattvic. Go to them. Each one catch one. Nice resolution. Each one catch one. So next year in Jan 2022, we'll probably have 32 people in this program. One of our struggles is we don't have enough association, right? When you're in a remote place. So what we can do? Create that association. You don't have association, create it. Bring more people. Then the junior people will come and start asking you questions. Acha Prabhuji, you called me to this satsang, but you only don't come. Then you're like, oh, I better come from next time, right? So like that, this is how we can make progress in bhakti. We can be that second son. Don't be the don't be the third son, who Krishna and Guru and everyone is worried ki what to do with this devotee. Don't be the third son. Be at least the first son. If not, if possible, be the second one, who's not only looking at his own spiritual life, is helping his Guru's mission by bringing more people to the lotus feet of Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila
Jai.
Gurudev ki jai. Nitai Gaur
Thank you.
Premanande. Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.